Sometimes in my forever world, I discover a stretch of undisturbed land. And in these moments, I'm often taken aback by the beauty of the space that I'm in. All it seems to make me want to do is explore, settle, expand, and, well, ultimately, destroy. Hello, welcome back to another video. I hope you're having or have had a lovely day. Oh, that's a little bit too much zoom. Today is hopefully going to be a very satisfying video because all we're doing is growing the forever world, which is very good to hear. We very recently hit 1,000 subscribers thanks to the love on the last video, so thanks a lot for that. As soon as I hit that goal was get out of my face. What I was thinking as soon as we hit that goal was if we're going to have a chance of growing this world, then what we need is some automation. We need things at our disposal at all times. And so that is exactly what this video is about. Very close to my main area in my forever world, which is now called Wollington, thanks to this very nonchalant comment in the last video. About a 5-minute horse journey away from Wollington is this desolate island in the middle of the sea with a village on top that is just screaming to be transformed into something else. Well, not something else entirely, but it just looks like it needs a bit of an upgrade. It gives me a pretty nice excuse to get away from this area and expand out elsewhere, and then in the future gives me an excuse to connect all these areas together. And that is just the primary way, I think, to grow a forever world and add purpose and meaning and lore and things that we talked about in the last video into a world. Anyway, before we start any builds whatsoever, it is non-negotiable that we need a way to get to this island on our horse. A reoccurring thing in my world is that I'm trying to make everything accessible by horse and sometimes even by foot. You know, I've been putting half slabs everywhere just so you don't even have to jump. It just makes the world a lot more immersive for me when I take my elytra off and I just have a wander around. The issue we have with this though straight away is that it's an island and I want to keep that. I don't want to make some massive bridge and just completely connect it to the mainland. No, this needs to stay as an island but be accessible to a horse. So I think I have a pretty strange but solution. Secret tunnel, secret tunnel. That is all we've done. I've just made a tunnel through or underneath the sea. It's not pretty. It's not pretty, and we're a builder, so I'm quite disappointed in myself, but it gets the job done, and then we're definitely going to decorate it one day. That is probably going to be something I'll do off camera, because that's really boring, but we have a tunnel, and we have a way to the island via horse, so we can get started. Now, the first thing that we want to build is a villager breed. Why are you angry? Why are you angry at me? Why are you angry at me? The first thing that we want to make is a villager breeder, because it feels really morbid to come to this village and just kind of take the villagers that already live here and put them into various farms where they will never see the light of day again. I don't really feel very comfortable doing that, so what we're going to do is we're going to make a villager breeder and we're going to hide it behind a fancy looking build, and everyone is happy that way. I think that's very empathetic of me, so it's not at all. I'm literally about to imprison so many villagers, but it doesn't matter. Let's get started on this villager breeder. We need it. It's going to be the first build in the area. I'll see you very shortly. Actually, we'll just have a little chat over this time lapse. Why not? The first build in an area or a new area is always a little bit daunting, but what we've done is we've planned it out, and all we're doing here in this time lapse is we're building the hill that the build is actually going to sit on. I've said build a lot there. As I say, we're making the hill that the build is going to sit on, and inside of this hill and kind of inside of the build, you'll see in a little bit, is going to be the villager breeder. It's going to sit just below, because I kind of so you can see through the floor and you can see the villager breeder working its magic. So that is the plan. I'm very excited to show you the build that I've made that's going to sit on top of this hill. I just want to get onto that now. So what we'll do is we'll finish up this villager breeder, and it looks like it's nearly done. We'll have a little look around. I'll show you how it works, and then we'll make that main build. So it doesn't look like much at the moment. I mean, you can kind of see what's going on, and you can kind of see what I'm going to work on a little bit more later. But if we come up here, what we can see is the villager breeder almost buried into the ground in a way. We've got two little guys in here. It was a kind of a pain to get them up. I had to lift them up the side and chuck them in. It kind of scares me a little bit because these guys are just going to infinitely collect potatoes, and they're going to breed. A little baby villager will go in here, go in this little stream, and then should come down here. Look, we've got one already. But it kind of scares me because what's going to happen is these guys are just going to infinitely do that now. They're going to keep breeding, keep making villagers, and then I'm just going to have so many of them up here. I'm going to have too many. How do I disable this farm temporarily? I don't know. But that's just an issue for later. So after we break the villager's minecart, he cannot get back down there, which is good. And now we have a free villager up here, which we can use for a farm in the future. And we can keep getting as many villagers as we want. So that's very good. It's a very good addition. But obviously, it looks very, very ugly here. So we absolutely need to get started on the main build ASAP to cover this up, because we don't like eyesores in this world. Not at all, no. So apologies for the very quick transition, but what we're going to do now is jump into another time lapse, and we're going to make the main build to cover this whole area up. So once again, I'll see you very shortly. Okay, you know when I said that the fact that I can't turn off this farm is going to cause an issue later, but we'll deal with it then? Well, it is now later, and we have the issue. As you can probably hear, there is a lot of villagers under me right now, so... Oh, there's a cat on there. If we go down here and have a look, you'll see what the issue is. Oh my god. We have so many villagers. I just don't know how to turn off the farm, so I don't know what to do. Look, right, let's take one of these. Oh my god, they won't even go up. They won't even go up. There's too many of them. Oh no. Oh, it's all going wrong. How do I get up here? I'm panicking. We definitely need to temporarily disable this farm, because these guys are just... What I'm saying is these guys are just going to keep breeding. They're going to keep making villagers, dropping them down here, and then we're just going to have too many, and it's going to cause lag and everything. So I think what I'm going to do to temporarily disable this farm is I'm just going to get rid of these. I think that's smart, right? They're not farmers anymore now, so they're not going to be passing potatoes between each other, and they therefore cannot breed. So I think that is my temporary fix. Yep, okay, never mind. I'm mistaken. They're just doing it anyway. They are breeding now, but they're using the last of the potatoes that they have. So they can't farm anymore, and therefore will not infinitely make villagers, although they look like they're angry at the moment. I don't know. Oh, and I'm also going to make one of these guys. So, bro, no. Why is everything going wrong? Okay, we're going to make that guy. So if somehow a mob does get in here, then that guy can protect the villagers. But if we go outside, let's have a little look at the build. I mean, it's great. I love it so much. The only reason why it took quite a while was because of the green wool. I had no cactus, so I was using this little farm of cacti down here, and that was my only source of green. But other than that, it's just stone, and it's deep slate and tough, and it's things that are really easy to get, so it didn't take that long. What I do try to do in builds nowadays is I try to make original shapes, so it doesn't look like it's just been copied from somewhere completely. Obviously, I've taken inspiration from things, but these shapes, you know, the turret here, the shape here, the shape on top, and all the way around, it's kind of just me playing with shapes and just making something that I hope is quite original. But yeah, as I say, I hope you like this build. I think it's a great little addition to the area and a good start. So what we are going to work on next is the question. I think I'm going to work on this area here before we make any more automated farms. Please don't ask me... Bro, what? Please don't ask me how, but for some reason, that part of the video, that little time-lapse took like 2 days. I've really not done that much, and I haven't played for that long, but for some reason it just took a long time. I think the reason why that took so long was just because I've not actually decided where this video is going to go, what this video is going to include. You know, I know it's going to include automatic farms and kind of redoing this village, but I'm kind of just freestyling as I'm going. So sometimes you just hit a little bit of a roadblock, and the past couple days I have struggled with what I'm going to put next in the world, really. What farms do I need and things like that. I haven't planned really, which is a blessing and a curse, because the video hopefully feels a bit more natural, but it also can just leave you with these roadblocks. But we've persevered and we've flattened out the land ready for the next build, so that is what we're going to work on next after we have slept. So the next thing that we're going to do is build a farm on top of this flat little bit of land. As you can see, I've quite nicely laid out a flat bit of land to make something on. So that's what we're going to do next. But what farm is it that we're going to make? Well, as I was making this build, I don't know if you remember, but I said that I was struggling with green wool and this kind of, where is it? This green concrete powder stuff, because I had no green dye. And green, as per the skin, is a colour that I like to use a lot. So I think it would be quite nice for future builds to have a cactus farm right where I am stood. And voila! A cactus farm. I completely forgot how easy it is to make a cactus farm. I mean, it literally took me 1 minute and 30 seconds to make this whole farm. The actual farm itself is so incredibly easy. I don't know why anyone in their right mind wouldn't just have a cactus farm. It's so easy. We go sand, we go cactus, we go fence, push it all into the middle into a hopper, and that's it. That's literally it. So I am glad that we've got that in place now. I'll give you a little look at this build that we've made though surrounding it. See, it's a build like this which I think people find more challenging than a main build like that. I definitely found this more challenging because the goal of this build is to tie the area together. When it was just this, it stood alone and it looked lonely on top of that hill. It just didn't look right in the area on its own. So it takes a build like this to actually sit beside it and make the scale of this one make sense, and it makes the area feel more natural and immersive. And I think it's tied the place together quite nicely. Oh, I need to texture the top of this bridge actually, but we've got a nice little bridge leading into the top floor. You can actually not get into this top floor without accessing it by that bridge, which is quite cool. But we have an area as well down here which we can do something with. I might just make this into some storage or something, but we have a little area here. Anyway, if we come out of this build, what I want to talk about next is the villager breeder and actually making a use for it. I think it's only fitting, speaking of the devil behind me, that we make an iron farm next. It's the only farm that I can think of that uses villagers, but is one that I'll actually need something from. I'm not going to need carrots or potatoes if I make a crop farm, but I will definitely use iron. I mean, as someone who sits inside and plays Minecraft all day, I need iron more in real life, but we will start an iron farm and get a good source of iron going in the Minecraft world, because if we're going to make any more farms, things like hoppers and, you know, components like that always need iron. So it's definitely something that I could use a lot of. This guy's watching me. Oh, this is super creepy. What the heck? For the final stretch of the video, I think we're going to whip up a nice little iron farm, and I have a nice little spot as well to make it. So if you bear with, let's wrap up this video together and get this area sorted once and for all. Okay, so we're about halfway there, and it looks a little bit funny at the moment because the build that we're going to make is showing up a little bit, but we'll do that next. But for now, the iron farm is just about there. Well, the next part of the farm is getting the villagers in, which, as we know, is always the hard part, but I've hopefully tried to make it a little bit easier with this rail going around the back, so it shouldn't be too bad. Okay, I need to try and get this guy out. Let's see what he can do. Let's get the hitboxes on. Oh god, it is a little bit intricate. Let's see if we can break this minecart. Got it. Okay, you're out. So if this guy can come up here and get in the minecart, that would be brilliant as well. Okay, I've got him in one of them. I don't think you could see during that time lapse, but I had a moment where I very nearly died and I panicked so much. I was literally stuck in that lava pit down there. But yeah, I didn't know what to do. I was panicking, and then I eventually did get out, and I flew as fast as I possibly could to the water. It was a little moment, but we're okay. It looks like this guy is just about in. Come on. In. Nice and easy. That wasn't bad at all. And so if we go like this, it should connect very easily. And we can just do that 2 more times and get the villagers in. Alright, that was pretty smooth sailing to get these guys in. We've got 3 villagers in their respective little pods, and it wasn't too much hassle. But we've got 1 spot in the middle missing now, which is prepared and ready for this little guy that I've been keeping for a while. If you find a zombie that can pick an item up and can wear items, so this guy can do both actually, but if you get one and put a, what is this called? If you put a carved pumpkin on his head, then that item actually doesn't have durability, so the sunlight will not cause it to burn and eventually break. So this guy has indefinitely got a pumpkin on his head, protecting him from the sun, and he won't despawn as well because of that. So he's the perfect specimen for our farm up there. Whilst I was getting that guy, I also found this guy in full chainmail, which I just thought was cool, so I'm keeping him for now. I don't know what for. But let's not stall any longer, let's get this guy in his pod. Okay, this shouldn't be too bad, just initial pain. Get him going, get him going. No. No, 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 no. Why does this give him no force whatsoever? Okay, let's get going. Let's just brute force it. Come on. Come on. Oh, this is going to be difficult. Come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. Come on. Okay, I've got enough for 2 more redstone blocks, so I don't think that's going to be enough, but let's just see. Okay, I think this might be enough. Let's give it a go. Yes, 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 yes. No. Oh. Okay, I've reworked it a bit. If we can just get him up to the top, then we're pretty much done. Let's see. Go on. Get up there. Yes. Okay, that'll do. First of all, block him off, and then let's go like this. Let's go like this. Let's get a powered rail under him if we can. Can we do that? Yes. Like that. No, other way. Okay, push him. Push him. Oh, it's glorious. Oh, it's glorious. Okay, I think if we break him out now... Yes! Yes, yes, yes! It is done. Okay, he's in there. Every single person that we need in a place is in there. We're all good. We need this guy gone, though. I don't know why he has spawned there. But we know that it's working, because an iron golem did spawn. So I think if we maybe just... oh no, we need these gaps open. I don't know how an iron golem spawned there. It doesn't matter. It should be fine, and we can fix it if anything goes wrong, but we are ready to go. I think what I'm going to do now is I'm going to get rid of these lines, these rail lines that I've made, and I'm going to finish off the farm. And ladies and gentlemen, just like that, another build in the automatic farming village is done. See, with this one, I tried to just switch it up a bit. We've got a very heavily textured build here, a pretty heavily textured build here, and I just thought there's so many other cool structures in the game that don't use that technique, and I'm getting a little bit too reliant on gradients and textures, so I went for a more ornate kind of build with these, middle railings and made a Firewatch tower. There's not really any relevance of a Firewatch tower to an iron farm, except for the fact that it could fit the iron farm in the middle. It was, it's tall enough to do that, and you can see through it as well, which I thought was really cool. You can actually see what's going on here, and I made it so you could see the iron golems down here as well. I think that this build is a lovely way to wrap up the video. It's tied the place together with one more automatic farm, and yeah, I just think that it's a lovely little addition to the world. Oh, don't fall off the edge. Now, I can't help but think that this whole area was a little bit too big of a project for me to take on in one video. There's a lot of open space here. I added another custom little hut that is just identical to these with some different blocks. But there's a lot of open space next to these pathways that I've created and a lot of room for opportunities. So I think that we're going to have a lovely future in this area alongside Wollington over there. Speaking of Wollington, the name that came from that, as I said, was from a comment, and I'm terrible at thinking of names, so if you do have a name for this new area, then please do let me know and I'll probably pick one next episode. But ladies and gentlemen, we've got a villager breeder, we've got a cactus farm, and now an iron farm that needs to be fixed. Oh my god, look at that. I made a little iron nugget on the side because I thought it'd be funny, but it's actually just revealed that the farm needs fixing. I think there's a few spots that need some string on them to make them so they can't spawn there, but then once I've troubleshooted that, it should be fine. But that was really funny. Anyway, please ignore this guy for a second while we do the outro. I am pretty happy with how this place has turned out, and I hope that you enjoyed watching me make it over the past however long it's been, 20 minutes or something. Again, thank you very much for sticking around till the end of this video. As I say, if you've got a name for this place, then please do let me know in the comments, or if you've got anything that you think I should add, do let me know as well. But thank you very much for sticking around, and I hope to see you again shortly.